Shea Keithler for Maryland. It's actually DeCenso for Richmond, and Keithler will win the faceoff. Keithler is down the near side and somehow trying to keep this in. It goes out of play. Who's got it? Maryland. So 1 for 1 for Shea Keithler. Again, he only took the top Ursa. Near side Whittier dropped it. And he still cannot get control. He's pushed over. Zach Whittier trying his best to recover the ground ball. That's great defense on him by Mitchell Dunham. And it's going to stay with Maryland here after the whistle. Near side Whittier down low. It's Keegan turning, shot deflected, and it goes into the stick of Vigu.
Bounced it on the turf just a little bit too early in his placement.
Here's his brother Aiden to the front. Just excellent defense, but he turns, finds enough room from Schaller to shoot, and it goes wide. Still tied at 0. It's been a defensive showing thus far.
Are where the chemistry is being built. You saw toward the latter part of last year in the tournament, Maryland was playing its best ball offensively.
Forward near side, it's Keegan. The transfers connect to give Maryland their first goal.
It's a thing of beauty right there to have 2 transfers. We talk about having some of these new guys, how are they going to mesh together? And Ford, a guy that people are very high on out of Fairfield. This is a great pass to find him across the seam right here. A couple defenders reach the stick out, but that's just too much room for Keegan. Very talented player and great placement on the shot to go low. Vigu's a tough one to get it by. Needs ball out and touch it.
Joe Sheridan tries to turn loose from his man Larkin, but ace to the far side. This is so important, these opportunities for the Spiders. Can they make the most of them? Course up with it, Leo Kane. A pass down low, it was a good one, but McNady was there to cut it off. Returning guy on this offensive end. Joe Sheridan. He's got the shorty, but he passes it up. Far side, great look O'Neal off the post. That was the best opportunity for Richmond in this game. And the whistle's gonna go against Maryland. Physical defense there on O'Neal by Schaller. Here's Sheridan. 7 goals last year for number 7. Looking for his first here. There's a shot from distance, no trouble for Logan McNaney. This has been so good here in game 1. This is Whittier. He's making a dash for it in the middle. Pass it over to the far side. It's Ursa. Behind it goes, and now it's dropped. This is Keegan. Not much time here for Maryland. Pass in the middle. It's Whittier right at the buzzer. 2-0 Turps. What a great cut by Zach Whittier.
There wasn't much time, and when you get in those situations as a midfielder or just someone off the ball, your only option is, I gotta find a way to get open off the ball. And this pass, how does it get through everybody there? And it finds Whittier, and that's an easy finish for a veteran player such as...
Near side for Ursa. Led the team in points last season, but he also led them in turnovers. You think another year under his belt of experience is definitely gonna iron that out and make him more deadly. Here's a pass up front. Daniel Kelly, 3-0.
I think Maryland's starting to find some success with the cutters. That's a couple possessions in a row now that Maryland has been able to find a way to get some of these guys open right in front of the goal. You have a very solid keeper in there for Richmond and Vigu, but if you get the ball right on the doorstep right there, these guys are gonna have a really hard time stopping a play like that. Kelly, a veteran player.
And that's on the great short. He's been a reserve at times, he's been a starter at times, and he's got a lot of lacrosse ahead of him this season, I'm sure. McNaney just got the stick to it, deflects it out of play. He has just been possessed in this game.
Standing on his head.
Richmond's got 25 seconds to work with. And the Spiders finally get on the board. It's O'Neal. A big hit comes, and the ball's scooped up by Schaller. That was the shorty, Eric Kohler, getting in there, forcing the turnover. Great job by Schaller.
Everyone has played their role. Everyone has rotated when they had to, and the help has been incredible. Even on a couple plays, Kohler, fantastic defense behind the cage. He gets tripped up when the slide comes, and he does a great job to rotate, and he eventually squeezes back in to force that errant pass toward the end.
Bryce Ford gets taken down. Loose change scooped up by Hunter Smith. But he can't move the ball forward. It's just a war for the loose ball right now. This is a tough ground ball, and Daniel Kelly comes out of the pile with it.
That gets the bench going.
That gets the crowd going as well. That's the type of game you're going to get every time you play Richmond. Every loose ball is going to be a battle. And that's kind of what you want if you're John Tillman to start off your season, Ben. A physical game against a team that really, really wants that defining win. There's a shot in the goal, far side, Bryce Ford. From defense to offense again for Maryland.
Now this is just a massive swing right here for the Spiders. An opportunity to get this ground ball. Who wants it? Seemingly everybody wants it on both sides. And you have a lot of contact on both sides. And Daniel Kelly, a veteran player who comes up with this ground ball. And Bryce Ford, how about this for his first goal as a Terp? That's a huge swing.
Has looked so poised. They haven't been panicking.
Smart with the ball as well.
There's so much experience out there, even with the new guys that played a lot of college lacrosse. Dowd for Kelly, off the post and in. His second of the ball game, set up by Jack Dowd.
And that's just Kelly's spot right here. Dowd, weren't sure what kind of role we'd see him. That's a great pass. And Kelly, when he gets on that wing, if you give an opportunity.
Trajectory to continue moving up this time around.
Yeah, he got great run as a freshman, even more as a starter during his sophomore year. So now he's kind of primed to be in this position here at Maryland as one of the best defenders.
Absolutely. Good defense there by Stamos, loose ball. Can the shorty pick up the ground ball? Again, every loose ball is such a battle, and it's going to go all the way back. Urksa to his left. Pass goes to the far side for Keegan. He spins, he gets space, it's Ford! It's 6-0 Maryland. As Keegan returns the favor, Ford set him up, and now he gives Ford his first goal in a Maryland uniform.
There was a lot of hype around this guy when it was announced he was coming out of the transfer portal to College Park, and that is a missile into the top right corner. Not many can stop that shot in this Maryland.
So now Richmond will set things back up on the offensive end. They just have not been able to get going. That continues. Another save for...
Stop him from making his mark even more on this program. And he came back as a graduate for a reason. He wants to be the guy here at Maryland once more.
These transfers have really fit in with the guys that have been here for a while in this Maryland offense. This is a unit that looks to be in mid-season form right now, despite all the turnover. And you've also got two guys, in Whittier and Kelly, that have spent most of their time at Maryland coming off the bench. They have also had that seamless transition to be starters. Things just clicking right now for the team in white. There's another shot from the far side. It's Keegan. Been recruiting the country. We still haven't seen him, and the Terps have 7 goals. the depth for Tillman. You know, that offensive end, that was the big question mark. They've got returning guys stepping up and transfers really showing out here in their debut. 10 seconds for Richmond. Can they get on the board before the half? Far side, that's Kohler. The double comes. It's Burles. Good switch, and the clock just runs out. Aiden O'Neill working on Shaw. The switch comes. This is the matchup Richmond wants. Their top guy on the shorty. It's O'Neill. He scores. Spiders take advantage. Must be something about this half of the field.
I guess so, but that comes as a huge sigh of relief for this Richmond team, and we just said it. Everything else can fall into place if you control the face-off X. And this is your best player on the offensive side. Find a way to get him going. That's the matchup.
In the second quarter, Richmond quickly strikes. Face-off is won by Crater. He takes and scores! A Fogo goal for Maryland! And a quick answer.
That has to be one of the most deflating things you can see if you're this Richmond team. You score, you finally feel like things might go your way. And
far side, Kelly in space. Cutting inside there was Spanos. Turner with multiple goals. Keegan finds him. Kelly, nice move. Nice save, Figueroa. Scholler's been working on O'Neill all day, and the only time that he wasn't was when O'Neill scored, when O'Neill got that switch. He's trying to beat him. This time he does. Aiden O'Neill starting to get going. That's his second.
It's a good way to get yourself going just a little bit more after the goal on the face-off from Maryland. But you get a good save right here from Biggie. That's tough at point blank. And that sets everything up to switch sides offensively. O'Neill, this is a tough matchup against an uber-aggressive defender in Will Schaller. And just takes it with that shoulder down the alley.
Pass up top, it's Dowd. Extra pass for Armitage, great save by Vigue.
Time got to see him get the touch in. Maybe not the best shot for him right there, though.
So now here comes Richmond's offense. A pass down low, and somehow McDaney gets there. Logan McDaney will clear it himself. And the bench gets fired up. Good close out there by Packard, who's been playing both ends so far today. Spanos inside, it's Kelly, the hat trick. It's 9-2 Terps.
The ball movement has been so fluid for Maryland offensively. A lot of questions whether these guys would mesh together, move the ball well, especially here in the first game. It's February 1st, and we got ball movement like that. Kelly on the board for the third time in the
national championship game without a 50-point scorer. Keegan lost the ball, and it's scooped up going the other way. With it is Chris Maz. Alpaw. 20 seconds left. Man up. If you're Richmond, this just feels like a must-have. Alpaw back over the far side. It's Slate. That's a good look for Alpaw, denied. Loose ball scooped up. McDaney there again. And the Terps are rolling. A bouncer to Kohler, who just chooses to slow it down. Going like he did last year. That's deflected behind. Race for the ball is going to be won by Daniel Kelly. He's been really good scooping ground balls today. The pass is intercepted, though, by Vigue. And a whistle goes on the hit on the backside. It's going to be Maryland ball again. They're getting Michael Farrell with a lot of contact. Here's another look at McDaney. It falls loose in front of him. And he is still there, Ben, to make the save. And that's the physicality on the far side.
Maryland's got the clock in its favor as well right here. You can take as much time as you need on all these possessions.
They've still got 30 seconds. Let's forward up top. Bryce Ford. 20 seconds now. Terps need to have a bit of urgency. Keegan comes around and scores his third. 10-2 Terrapins.
White. And that's just really nothing new for John Tillman. He loves to schedule like that, so his teams are tested.
There's a pass to Armitage. Flag flies on a hit on Stowball. Terps are going to be man up again. Urksa behind the goal. Comes to the front. Lost possession. And it's going to fall into the stick of Tommy Stool. So it will be Maryland's EMO unit coming out. 44 takes this hit.
Yeah, that's just too late for Mazzaferri.
Armitage. Urksa down low for Spanos. Dubik covered well. Kelly for Dowd. Can he have space? No. Great find! Urksa back.
Felt like it was about time that you were calling out a Braden Urksa goal because it had just been too long. Urksa, one of the most talented players on this Maryland offense the past.
Nothing has come easy today for Richmond. Another save for McNaney. And believe it or not, these two teams have the same amount of shots on goal right now.
Unbelievable.
14 each. And yet the Terps are up by 9. That's how good number 1 has been. Now he's just got to fling it down the field to get it clear. Goalie to goalie there.
That doesn't happen too often.
When's the last time that you've seen a goalie catch? Just caught that. He's moving to the front on Schaller. He's going to turn off balance, and those are the...
This Richmond team schedule's very difficult early on in the season. That's no surprise.
There's the freshman Pickard. Working on Kohler, and Pickard scores. There's his first college goal. And Richmond is really high on the kid out in New York. They started him today, and he opens his account.
That's tough. The stick of Kohler was all up in his business, still find a way.
Again, it's 27 again. Guarding O'Neal. He seems to have really taken over that take on the top guy role Ajax Zapatello had last year, as McNaney again with the save, but he was caught out looking for the ground ball, and Richmond takes advantage. I think Lucas Littlejohn was there. It was just chaos in front of the goal. You can see McNaney going out for it. It's just scooped in.
Oh,
a golf
wow.
shot by Littlejohn. That's gotten the most run on the offensive end of any freshman. And, you know, that's the interesting thing about John Tillman is Urksa cuts inside. It gets deflected away. John Tillman doesn't seem to care about rankings at all. You know, he'll bring in a horde of top 100 guys every year. And so now, with 5.5 to go, here is O'Neal. He turns and beats Will Schaller again. That's his third of the day. And number 5 in red is as advertised.
He's been really good. He got shut down on a couple of opportunities in the first half, but he's turned up a notch here in this second half, and it's tough to beat 2-7.
Two Loyola Dons, they're exceptional at scooping ground balls. And Ben, if you're a Maryland fan, that kind of reminds you of chorus last year, a guy who scooped up ground balls on the wing. As the Terps get another, it's Urksa. What a performance for Maryland.
That's a result of having a guy like A.J. Larkin on your face-off wing. He wins you the ground ball, and this is too easy right here. Urksa can't be unmarked on the crease like that. It's just
really good polls for Maryland in Larkin and Lake.
You know that MIAA is no joke.
Absolutely. That's a great find on the far side, and a goal for Littlejohn, his second. And the Spiders are not giving up.
A great pass there from Creo. Found a way through the seam on the right alley and just did a great job of finding Littlejohn right there on the crease.
That's an excellent find on the back post. And Richmond now has a 4-1 advantage in this fourth quarter. This has been a fun matchup to watch all game long. It's Sheridan up top. It's the freshman Pickert. He's already got a goal. Physical defense by Burles on Creo. Who's going to find the loose ball? It's Canfield for Maryland. 2 years ago, this is a guy with a cool story. The former Catonsville Comet. He played some midi for the Comets, but he just got beat there by O'Neill. Aiden O'Neill is not giving up until the final whistle. He gets by Trey Brown and sticks it past number 19. Maryland, some trouble. Never beaten the Terps, but it was always close. Today, just not the case. A dominant performance for Maryland. A statement from last year's national runners-up. They take it 12-7.
Excellent.